Hello everyone. Today, in this lecture, we are going to learn about adjectives and its kinds. But if you are new to the Practical Learning channel, please subscribe and like the video. Now, let's move on and start the topic. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun. It tells us more about the noun or pronoun, such as its size, color, shape, or other qualities. For example, the big dog chased the little cat. Here in this sentence, the adjective is big. It describes the size of the dog. It tells us that the dog is larger than the cat. The red car stopped at the green light. The adjective, red, describes the color of the car. It tells us that the car is red in color. The happy child played in the park. The adjective, happy, describes the mood of the child. It tells us that the child is feeling happy. The smart student answered all the questions correctly. The adjective, smart, describes the intelligence of the student. It tells us that the student is intelligent and able to answer questions correctly. The word, smart, is an adjective because it describes the noun, student. It tells us more about the student, specifically that the student is intelligent. Well guys, as you have understood adjective, but you have not learned kinds of adjectives, so let's move and learn them one by one. 1. Demonstrative adjective. A demonstrative adjective is a word that points out a specific noun. The most common demonstrative adjectives in English are this, that, these, and those. It means that a demonstrative adjective is nothing but just a word that points out a specific noun. Just look at these examples. That car is the one I want to buy. The demonstrative adjective, that, is used to refer to the car that is far from the speaker. It is in the singular form because the car is one item. The adjective, that, is also used to modify the noun, car, which tells us that the car is the one that the speaker is referring to. The word, that, is a demonstrative adjective because it points out a specific thing. In this case, it is pointing out the car that the speaker wants to buy. I want this shirt. The word, this, is a demonstrative adjective because it demonstrates or points out something. In the sentence, I want this shirt, the word, this, points out or identifies the shirt that the speaker wants. The shirt is near the speaker, so the demonstrative adjective, this, is used. Adjective of quality. An adjective of quality is a word that describes the quality of a noun. It tells us about the state, condition, or character of the noun. Adjectives of quality can be used to describe physical qualities, such as size, shape, color, and texture. For example, the huge waves crashed against the shore. Here the adjective, huge, describes the size of the waves. It tells us that the waves are very large. The sweet smell of chocolate filled the air. The adjective, sweet, describes the smell of the chocolate. It tells us that the smell is pleasant and sugary. The soft blanket felt like a cloud. The adjective, soft, describes the blanket. It tells us that the blanket is very comfortable and fluffy. Adjective of number. An adjective of number is a type of adjective that provides information about the quantity or order of nouns. It helps describe how many or in what order things are. For example, 3 birds flew across the sky. In this sentence, 3 is the adjective of number. It specifies the quantity of birds, indicating that there were exactly 3 birds flying across the sky. She is the first person in line. In this sentence, first is the adjective of number. It indicates the order of the person in line, implying that she is ahead of all the others in terms of position. The classroom has 25 students. In this sentence, 25 is the adjective of number. It specifies the exact quantity of students in the classroom, indicating that there are 25 students in total. Interrogative adjectives. Interrogative adjectives are a type of adjective used to ask questions about nouns. They help gather more information about the noun in question. Instead of directly describing the noun, interrogative adjectives are used to inquire about the quality, identity, or quantity of the noun. For example, in the sentence, "What book are you reading?" the interrogative adjective, what, is used to ask about the nature or identity of the noun, book. The question is seeking information about the specific book the person is currently reading. Which movie do you want to watch? In this sentence, the interrogative adjective, which, is used to ask about a specific choice or selection from a group of movies. The question is seeking the person's preference among the available movie options. Whose book is this? In this sentence, the interrogative adjective, whose, is used to ask about the ownership of the noun, book. The question seeks to find out to whom the book belongs. Distributive adjectives refer to individual items or people within a group, treating them separately rather than collectively. They help indicate that something is distributed among members of a group in a one-by-one manner. For example, the sentence, "Each student received a textbook," uses the distributive adjective, each. This adjective emphasizes that every individual student received a textbook separately, emphasizing the individual distribution. Every flower in the garden is blooming. The distributive adjective, every, highlights that each individual flower in the garden is blooming, focusing on their individuality. Is there anyone left in the ground? The distributive adjective, any, means if any person is left in the ground, or indicating a possibility of presence of someone in the ground. Indefinite adjectives are adjectives that give a general idea about nouns rather than specifying them explicitly. They are used to refer to an unspecified quantity or to describe a noun in a non-specific way. For example, the sentence, "I have some books to read," uses the indefinite adjective, some. This adjective doesn't specify the exact quantity of books, but it indicates that there are books available for reading. There are a few apples left. The indefinite adjective, few, indicates a small number of apples remaining, without specifying the exact quantity. Every student should participate in the event. The indefinite adjective, every, emphasizes the inclusivity of all students without specifying a particular number. Basically, indefinite adjectives are versatile because they provide a broad sense of information about nouns without delving into specifics, making them useful for general descriptions and statements.